Hey guys, it's me, Man, and welcome to the weekly timetable for the week of, I looked at it a second ago, but it's August 11th, 2013. And I would like to take a minute to explain why this room is, why this room is kind of a mess. Well, I'm moving in a week, and maybe a week and a half, something like that. It's the 20th, so a week and a half, just about. But before you move, you obviously have to pack. And when you go to pack, you look through all those things that you have, and then you get very sentimental, and then you start playing with stuff you haven't looked at in a while, and then you make a marble track. Yeah. So, I made a mess. Darth Vader's in the middle of the room instead, directly behind me. And, there's a box for the ATI Radeon 6670 on the couch, which is now in the computer. Can't remember what else I was going to say on that subject. I did want to say something on that subject, but it would be prudent to note that next Monday will be the first episode of Inferno Minds where I record with the graphics card in, and then the day after is going to be Locomotion hiatus to make sure everything's good, and if it is, to build the new scenario. You may see a video, you may not. I'm not promising anything. If it works, fine. And if I decide to show me building the scenario, I might. No promises. I'm still kind of taking notes on what you guys want. I'm thinking a later scenario because people are asking for that. But this Monday we had Super Hostile Inferno Minds Episode 5, The Outer Darkness, because I accidentally... Well, I didn't. But the footage for the lower mines was lost. It was corrupted and I couldn't recover it, which is unfortunate. Although you guys didn't miss much. I mentioned that you didn't miss anything huge. There was nothing like the Everforge where Chris goes, you know what happens in the Everforge, no spoilers. I mean, I kind of Leroy Jenkins and John dies a few times, but that was basically it. That was basically it. Then on Tuesday, we had Chrysaor's, Trayman Plays Chrysaor's Locomotion, episode 90. Wow, we're up to 90 episodes already. We're 10 short of a century of episodes, and I'd do something if I could edit well. I already have stuff planned for 500 subs, and I'm up to, as of right now, 400. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I thank you all the time, but thank you again. For 500 subs, I'm going to do a redux of the zombie train. I'm going to write another part. And I'm going to do much more in-game instead of just having the train drive around on its own. But Season Done was the name of the episode, if I didn't say that already. And Season Done. It was that simple. I mean, I got a little frustrated, which actually I got frustrated on Wednesday as well, even though I recorded it a week ago. Sorry. Recorded it last Wednesday, and I sliced the episode up because it was way too long. It was like an hour and a half. But Homeworld 2, episode 34, the second half, I do another mission. I'm kind of getting into more story. We're going for that second core, I think is what we were... Oh no, we're trying to kill the... Whatever. When I get back to it, I'll figure out what we're doing. Then on Thursday, we had Trains in Space, Episode 8, Forgot About the Station, where I basically say screw it and we go to the moon, and then I come back and realize that I never put that space station with the RCS on it in orbit, because if you remember last episode, I put one into orbit successfully, and then I had to deorbit it because it was no good. It didn't have any RCS on it. I couldn't control it. Then on Friday, we had episode 32, Tamros Squeaka, part 7, where some stuff gets done, comparatively not much, but I look at it and say, well, now we have all the manpower that we were using on the previous section. We have all of that now. I and my multiple personalities will be able to devote all the time that we have to working on the current map. And there goes the ice cream truck. I remember what I was going to tell you. I ordered a new mouse because mine was on the fritz. New mouse. actually kind of an old mouse. You don't see mice with the long USB dongle. But what I keep saying is this looks kind of familiar. I actually, because this one has served me so well for 6 years, and it's still working pretty well. It just has its moments now. Because it served me so well for 6 years, ever since I had my laptop, I had that mouse. I decided that I'd get an identical one because it's very reliable, apparently. But the thing of it is, I got picky, and it has a little black highlight for the Logitech, and it has black arrows for the sideways scroll. Most of the ones I found online that were cheap, they had white highlights, and I didn't like it. So I went to eBay, and I scrolled through the listings until I found this one. This was the only one, and I bought it on the spot, and it got here a couple days ago, and I'll use it when I need to. I mean, this one, I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to relegate it to the laptop, just like I'm going to stuff it in my backpack and send it there, or I'll send the new one with it. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air right now. I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. But, this was the graphics drivers for the AMD card, the 6670. You know, my friend was talking to me about potentially, he said maybe there's a way. Like, he doesn't know, and I don't expect him to know, but he said there might be a way to get the graphics card to work with the integrated, the HD 4200, that it's integrated. But he also said that my CPU is now freed up because it doesn't have to work on the graphics. The graphics card does that. So I was thinking, well, how would that be like 2 steps forward and 1 step back? Because I freed up the CPU, I have better graphics, but then if I turn this thing on, I still get better graphics theoretically, but the CPU gets taxed again. So maybe if it were possible, someone could write a macro that I'd hit a button and it would activate the graphics card, or the integrated, to run with the graphics card. The graphics card, because it's an AMD card, would talk to the processor, and things would run really well on the graphics side, not so much on the processor side. But my processor is a great one anyway. It's a quad-core AMD, it says it on the side of the box. It's a Vision, and it runs at, I think, 3.4 gigs, or 3.4, yeah, 3.4 gigahertz. So it was a really nice core. It's a really nice processor, but it was, of course, lacking on the graphics side. But whatever. Point is, I'm going to be able to actually play games now, and maybe we'll see some new stuff work its way into the channel, stuff that I maybe couldn't record before. Like if I ever have to drop something, I was always thinking of replacing something with Shogun. Shogun 2, Fall of the Samurai, which I have on Steam, I just never really played because it didn't run well enough. I didn't enjoy it. Maybe I'll start playing some of the newer TRSs. I have TRS 10 in the drawer that I've never played because it didn't run well enough. Portal 2 never really ran well. Even FTL had its moments. I mean, now I was able to crank up the graphics on Kerbal Space Program. Looks nice. And crank up the graphics on Minecraft. Actually, I didn't crank up the graphics. It just runs like 6 times better. I'm running at like 120 frames per second. Haven't tried recording it yet. Probably knock that down to about like 70. But God forbid I'm running at 3 times the power of what I used to be running at. Which was, you know, I settled for that for God knows how long on this computer. But we're going to reach 10 minutes, and I don't really want to do that, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Turn that out.